and Happy New Year. Welcome to another edition of Issues by Elsie. Today I'm going to be analyzing a video that I found trending on social media. On Issues by Elsie, we will talk about the issues that concern us as a people, and so this is one of it.
And there's this whole battle, natural hair versus wigs or weaves. What's your take on it?
Your natural hair is good for church programs. Your natural hair is good for when you want to pick your kids at school.
Wow.
Don't bring your natural hair to my event. I have natural hair, but I'm wearing a wig. But I don't have to. I can wear my natural hair if I want to go out. If I'm going to the beach, now I can wear my natural hair. It's good for the beach. If I'm going to church, it's okay. Do you get what I'm saying? If I'm going to pick maybe going to play with my niece, it's cool. If I'm in my house, it's okay. But why would I want to wear a nice dress, expensive dress, expensive heels? At least I would do ponytail. At least. But when you do natural hair, you're wearing a nice dress. I'm looking at the dress up. I just look at the face, and they do one thing. They do one thing where they pay me. You will not do that small makeup and say you're a minimalist. No.
This video, when you watch it, you have a sister, a black sister, who is against a people or black women wearing wigs to her event. She's critical about people wearing their natural hair, and in view of that, and wanting to do this video, I had to keep my natural hair to do this video. Usually I do braids because I don't do the wigs. I graduated from that a long time because I found that it wasn't working, and I just always used to, I would say, I embraced the wigs a little bit after I immigrated into the States, but for some reason each time I wore it, I just felt like something was off. Something was off, regardless of the fact that it did cost a lot of money to go and put a good wig. A good weave on. I got a couple of wigs. If you see my pictures, you might find some, but I was always very critical. Like when I put on a wig, I was like, this doesn't really work. But anyway, it's not about me. So I graduated from that because I found out that each time I had a wig on, I wasn't getting the vibe or the appreciation of my beauty per se. But then when I braided my hair or I kept it nappy like this, I got a lot of compliments, right? So, and always a part of me always was like, this is just a no-go zone. So I had to take that conscious decision, and like I said, I wore wigs more after I came into the States. I did back at home, I braided. In the university, I braided. I did the cornrows, I did the rasta, I did the long, biggie D, all the various names we call it. I think it has different names now. And I always felt just really true to that was who I am, right? So after coming into the States and mingling and everybody was the wig thing, I tried it, but I soon noticed that it was overrated. And it's sad because we live in a world where, after having seen how overrated the wigs were in the American society, you have a society like the Nigerian society, which has been leading in terms of the movie industry in Africa, and we watch most of those African movies. And then you have the actors, the producers trying so hard to continuously sell these fake wigs and wig ideas, and you find our beautiful actors, most often than not, looking like zombies because of all the stuff they are having on their heads, which they shouldn't be having. We have our movie producers always painting this image and idea that, okay, if you were a village girl, you had the cornrows on, and when you left the village and came up to the city, you were no longer good for the cornrows or for your nappy and kinky hair like mine, but rather to show a change of status for you from a village girl to a city girl. You needed to start putting on those fake wigs that make you look really like you're wearing some jute bag, because that's most often than not, that's how they look. And so that has been what has been selling. And so you have so many of our black sisters in our African countries, everybody's kind of like really competing about the wigs, spending a lot of money on the wigs. If you want to travel overseas, you have friends calling you, sisters calling you, bring me human hair, this, that, and that. It's become a mess. And just what we've seen transpired on social media. And so it's not unheard of to see a sister like this in this video or panel come out and just talk part of this crap. I'm going to be using really some hard words here, but please permit me, because I need to use these hard and harsh words so that we can get the message. You see, let me begin by saying, if you look at this panel, the first thing I want to put across to us is you find sisters who haven't identified what is their beauty. The particular sister talking about wigs, it's not like she's really ugly, no. She just hasn't found her beauty. Because if she found her beauty, she would even be able to find a wig that works for her. Because what she's wearing right now, it ain't working. But you see, her mindset is so made up. I put it to you, if you yanked up that jute bag on her head, and I want to believe she's having cornrows on there, you will see her face pop as an African woman, as a black woman, right? But she has not identified that. She believes that it's that fake wig that looks awful on her head that makes her beautiful. If you took her, let me use me with her. She says she don't want you coming to her event with maybe a nappy hair like mine. Mine is really nappy, usually a braid. If this sister thinks that if I showed up at her event with this nappy hair, and she showed up at that same event that is hers, wearing that, what she is wearing, and we stood and took a picture, and in her bleak mind, she looks better than me with this nappy hair, and then I put it to us, we really have a problem. Now, even take out this, my nappy hair, which I try, mine is really kinky, it's that bad. But I manage it. I manage and I do what I need to do, put a lot of moisturizing and everything. Yeah, so this is what I get. Reason I always braid. And, but yeah, supposing I had even just cornrows, and she was wearing that, and we stood and took a picture, and someone will look at it and feel that she looks prettier than me for having cornrows, then I still put it to you, we have a problem, which is the problem we all see in our society. It's a sad thing. It's a very, very sad thing because it's not only the older generation. I don't know how old she is. I don't know. It's sad because it's not only a generation like theirs or ours that is obsessed about these wigs, but we are gradually pushing our children into. Children are no longer allowed to have their beauty. We're pushing in the fake hair, fake ponytails and things, rather than just, as black kids, just braid your hair, putting on those beads and let kids be looking beautiful. We're finding parents attaching horrible stuff on kids' hair because we're so delusioned about how we must look. Oh, the hair must be straight. It must look in a particular way. I want to use myself as an example. I've worked with people who wear wigs, but I've never heard comments from other counterparts and with colleagues. Oh, I like your wig. Oh, your wig is good. I never hear that. But when a black sister braids her hair and shows up, comments, compliments from patients, from other colleagues, doctors, nurses, visitors. Oh, I love your hair. How did you do it? Can I take a look? And those who are wearing what she's wearing, I never really get it. Because we've become so accustomed. You see, people are just dragging everything. All of them in the panel, all three ladies shown on this video, none of them has a wig that works. I'm not hating. None of them is wearing a wig that fits their physique, their face. The other sister who even has a wig that is like braids, it still looks funny because we still can look at it like this is a wig, right? But if it were really her own braids, unless my eyes are not seeing well, it will really look good on her and will not have that vibe of fakeness. So you see, this is the problem we have. People who haven't even identified what works for them are telling others what they should wear and how they should look for an event. They haven't identified what works for them. Because this sister talking, if she thinks in her mind that what she is wearing, the wig she is wearing, it fits her face, then she doesn't really even have friends who tell her the truth. Or maybe a husband or a boyfriend who tells her the truth. And I put it to you, if she had her natural hair on, even while making this video, she would look prettier than what she looks in the video. Oh yes. Because all that band she has here and all that thing is falling, it doesn't work for her face. It just tells me she hasn't found what works for her. And that's the problem with all these fake wigs. We keep just picking them when we see somebody wearing it. Oh, this one, it costs this amount of money. I bought this for this amount of money. And then we're just showing it. But the truth is, it doesn't match our faces. It doesn't match. It doesn't work. Because if it works for your face, then it should be giving you the wow factor. Whoever looks at it. All three ladies in this video, none of what they are wearing is giving me the wow factor. It's not. I can't distinct them or be like, look at them and look at them a second time. Hell no. Because it doesn't work for their faces. None of their wigs work for their faces. Because even if you want to do a wig, you need to have a particular wig. You would have to try wigs to know what works for you. it's not everything that you're going to be putting on. And just like I said, they find themselves in that milieu of having maybe 10, 15 weeks, and they've never really found what works. And that's why she can wear something like this and come and sit and talk stupid. Yeah. And just talk stupid for the world to hear. We have to do better. We have to do better. Like I said, this is my kinky. I try so much, knowing that it's very kinky and all that. I try hard to put whatever I need to put to make it, to soften it. You know, I have a hairstylist who is always like, Elsie, don't put those chemicals on your hair. And I'm like, yeah, but I don't want it either. So we try what we need to do, and then I always braid. I love the braids. Yeah, but for this video, I had to take out my cornrow, you know, and just come and do it. And yeah, I'm not just boasting, but if this darling sister thinks that with what she's wearing and the way I'm looking with my kinky hair, if she gonna say we're gonna stand and she look better than me with what she's wearing, no. But if she pulled off that thing on her hair and we stood, then yeah, we can start making a comparison. Yeah, we can, with that, honestly. It's sad because even like in my church and everything, I just find these young girls wear horrible things. Some feel like they need to carry this. Some have never really seen their hair. I work with a lot of young people I've not seen, apart from white folks who just, they always have their hair. You have some of these sisters, you don't even know what the hell they wear. And then you have the ones that have discovered what works, and they nail it every time with their braids, or even if it is the wig they're gonna have on. And let me say another thing why I feel like as Africans and African sisters in particular, we need to get off this wig thing. Call it whatever you want. You see, in comparison with our Black American sisters, when they do their weaves or wigs, most often than not, when you watch a Black American sister, what they wear, it works. Because let me say they have mastered the art in it. And that's not even only it. When they do put in on the wigs, they put in a lot of effort and they keep it clean. As opposed to our African sisters, we're wearing wigs for the same weave and for 3 months. We don't even go to wash our hair. But you find that sister here, if she goes and puts a weave, 2 weeks, she goes and washes it, restyle it, they roll it. No. Once we go and do it once, that's what you see. You see an African sister, she's doing like this. She's doing like this. Putting pens in her. Why? The hair is dirty. The wig is dirty. It's itching. She doesn't know she needs to go to the salon and wash it. Because we are not accustomed to washing all those things. And carrying it around, if you put your nose in it, it smells so bad, it's horrible. It's things like this. You go to those wigs, if you were to yank off these wigs off this girl's hair and smell it, you can't even put your nose through it because I don't think they wash it. They go for years without washing it. Yeah. Do you know if you have wigs, you need to take your wigs to the salon and have it treated and treated. Yeah. Treated stuff, just like hair. That's why they be wearing stuff like this. Because if I thought they even have some oil, they'll just spray at that time and put on the hair and everything. No. Let's stop this wrong notion about wigs. As Black women, we come from a background that is braids. It's braids. It's the natural hair and all that. And it's not a sin if you have that on. kids, they don't have. I encourage my kids not to bring that thing. Don't go around with those with the braid. My kids braid. I braid. But if they want to find their wigs, I always tell them you will have to find a wig that works. But I don't even encourage that. I tell my kids to braid. So in my house, it's braid. I grew up in a home, it was braiding. Yep, all this wig. My mom braided and then she kept natural hair too, like mine. Stop this fakeness. This fake, it's not working. And if you're gonna talk about wigs, make sure you have one that it stands out. What we see in this video, nothing stands out. So sister, be quiet. Be quiet. And how I wish movie producers would. I've watched a couple of movies where you have a couple of sisters, they have their natural hair. Yeah, and they do some like the dreads and everything. How I wish that would be promoted more. You see the movies, the wigs are horrible, the foundation is never really coordinated. We need to do better. But that's because of this wrong notion and wrong mindset. That's why we look awkward all the time. Many of us, we go around complaining we don't have dates. People don't see us. People can't see you because you are too fake to be seen. You're too fake to be seen. You wear too many wigs. Some people wear so many wigs, nobody can even tell what is really which wig, or what's really their facial, whatever. Because today you are with this one, tomorrow you are with this wig, the next day people can't identify who you are. So how are they even gonna approach you for a date? It's sad. People who have not identified what works for them, like these ladies, in terms of even wearing a wig or a weave, shouldn't be talking. Just zip it. First of all, what they need to do is go find what works. Because none of what they're wearing works. And I put it to you, their natural hair and braids as black women on their head looks a billion times better than what they all having on. It's my prayer they would come to that realization and toss out these fake things and just be real. And stop deceiving the masses. Well, go find your own beauty. I don't have any problem against wigs. Let me say, I know my only thing with it is that it's overrated. And most often than not, what people wear is not really working for their faces. But braid, for black women, braids, your kinky hair, whichever way you want to turn it, matching your skin tone, baby, you stand out. Don't be fooled. Well, I rest my case. Thanks for watching.
I invite you to keep regular dates with me on my new series of Issues by Elsie on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. And thanks for joining me on this journey.